The lights of Cannes, a world of glamour, red carpets and champagne, the glitz and the glamour of the Cannes Film Festival are known worldwide. Celebrities in their finest attire, photographers capturing every moment, and the air filled with excitement and anticipation. It's a place where dreams come true, where films are celebrated and where the magic of cinema is alive and well. But beneath the surface of this dazzling event, there are stories that are darker, more profound, and more impactful than the glitz and glamour that meet the eye. But in 2021, one film whispered a different story. Amidst the applause and the accolades, there was a film that stood out, not for its star-studded cast or its breathtaking visuals, but for the story it told. A story that was raw, real, and haunting. It was a film that dared to shine a light on the shadows, to reveal the truths that many would rather keep hidden. A story born in darkness, a story of revenge. This film took its audience on a journey through the shadowy alleyways and the dark corners of a world that is often overlooked. It was a tale of vengeance, of justice sought in the most desperate of circumstances. The narrative was gripping, the characters complex, and the emotions raw and unfiltered. A story of a Mexican town named Allende. Nestled in the heart of Mexico, Allende is a town with a rich history and a vibrant culture. But in this film, Allende was not just a backdrop. It was a character in its own right. The town's streets, its people, and its spirit were all integral to the story being told. It was a story that needed to be told, a story that demanded to be heard. This film, awarded at the prestigious festival, ripped a page from reality. It was not just a work of fiction, it was a reflection of real events, real people, and real pain. The accolades it received were not just for its cinematic excellence, but for its bravery in telling a story that many would shy away from. It was a film that held up a mirror to society, forcing us to confront the harsh realities that exist in the world. It exposed the brutality of the drug war. The film did not shy away from showing the violence, the fear, and the chaos that the drug war brings. It was unflinching in its portrayal of the devastation that the drug trade wreaks on communities. The scenes were harrowing, the impact profound. It was a stark reminder of the human cost of this ongoing conflict. It showed the human cost. Beyond the statistics and the headlines, the film brought to light the personal stories of loss and grief. It showed the families torn apart, the communities left in mourning, and the lives forever changed by the violence. It was a poignant reminder that behind every number is a human being, with hopes, dreams, and loved ones. And it introduced the world to the terrifying power of the Zetas cartel. The film delved into the operations of one of the most feared criminal organizations in the world. It showed their ruthlessness, their reach, and their impact on the communities they terrorize. It was a chilling portrayal of the power and influence that the cartel wields, and the fear that they instill in those who cross their path. This is not just a story about a film, it's about what the film revealed. It's about the courage of the filmmakers who dared to tell this story, and the impact that their work has had on audiences around the world. It's about the power of cinema to shine a light on the darkest corners of our world and to inspire change. It's about what the film revealed. It's about the truths that were brought to light, the stories that were told, and the impact that they had. It's about the power of storytelling to bring about awareness, to spark conversations, and to inspire action. It's about the role of cinema in our society and the responsibility that comes with it. It's about Allende, 2011. It's about a moment in time that changed everything. It's about the events that unfolded in this small town, and the impact that they had on the people who lived there. It's about the history that was made and the legacy that it left behind. It's about the day the cartel came for their revenge. It's about the fear, the violence, and the devastation that followed. It's about the resilience of the people of Allende and their fight for justice. It's about a story that needed to be told and a film that dared to tell it. The Zetas, ruthless, disciplined, deadly. Born from the ranks of Mexico's special forces, they became a force of chaos. By 2011, they ruled Allende with an iron fist. But even kings can be betrayed. The whispers started subtly, informants talking to the DEA, a drug shipment seized, names passed in the shadows. The Zetas, obsessed with loyalty, saw only betrayal, and they planned their retribution. March 18, 2011, a day that began like any other in Allende. Children went to school, families shared meals, but the air was thick with a silence that spoke of fear. Then the storm broke. Trucks roared into town filled with heavily armed men, not soldiers, not police, Zetas. They moved with chilling precision, their faces hidden behind masks of rage, their mission to punish, to destroy, to instill terror. Homes were ransacked, then burned. Businesses were reduced to ash. The streets of Allende became a war zone. The screams of the innocent were lost in the gunfire. The stench of death filled the air. Families were torn apart. Men, women, children vanished without a trace. The lucky ones were already dead. The unlucky ones were taken. Their fates unknown. Their stories lost in the chaos. After the carnage, a chilling silence fell over Allende. The Zetas were gone, leaving behind a ghost town. Those who survived lived in fear. Fear of speaking, fear of remembering, fear of the cartel's reach. The Mexican government, crippled by corruption, offered little help. Justice was a whisper, lost in the wind. The massacre of Allende became a chilling reminder. Some truths are too dangerous to tell. Section 6, Hunting Ghosts, the Elusive El Mencho. In the shadowy underworld of Mexico's drug trade, one name strikes fear into the hearts of many. Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, better known as El Mencho. His story is one of power, violence, and an almost supernatural ability to evade capture. The violence of the Zetas was a symptom of a larger disease, the cancer of the cartels. This cancer has spread through the veins of Mexico, leaving a trail of blood and destruction in its wake. The Zetas, once the most feared cartel, have been overshadowed by the rise of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, or CJN, led by the elusive El Mencho. Men like Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, known as El Mencho, rose to power in this world. Born into poverty, he climbed the ranks of the criminal underworld through sheer ruthlessness and cunning. His rise was marked by brutal violence and a strategic mind that outwitted both rivals and law enforcement. He became the head of the CJNG, the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, even more ruthless than their predecessors. Under his leadership, the CJN expanded its influence, becoming one of the most powerful and feared cartels in Mexico. Their operations span across continents, dealing in drugs, arms, and human trafficking. El Mencho, the most wanted man in Mexico, is a ghost. Despite numerous efforts by law enforcement, he remains elusive, slipping through their fingers time and again. His ability to vanish without a trace has earned him a near mythical status among both his followers and his enemies. A phantom moving through a world of violence. His presence is felt everywhere, yet he is seen nowhere. The streets whisper his name and his shadow looms large over the drug trade. He is a master of disguise, blending into the background, always one step ahead of those who seek to capture him. He is a symbol of the challenges faced by law enforcement, outgunned, outmaneuvered, and often outmatched. The hunt for El Mencho is a testament to the complexities of the war on drugs. It is a battle fought in the shadows, where the lines between good and evil are often blurred, and the cost of failure is measured in lives lost. Section 7. A Lens on Tragedy Recognition at Cannes. The Cannes Film Festival, a prestigious event known for celebrating the best in cinema, became a platform for a story that needed to be told. Amidst the glitz and glamour, a film emerged that shone a light on a dark chapter of history. The film about the Allende massacre did not bring back the dead. It portrayed the haunting memories of those who lived through the horror, capturing the pain and sorrow etched on their faces. The memorials adorned with flowers and candles stood as silent witnesses to the grief that still lingered in the hearts of the survivors. It did not heal the wounds. The tears shed by the families, the hugs exchanged at the memorials, and the silent prayers at the cemeteries were all reminders of the deep scars left by the tragedy. The film brought these emotions to the forefront, making the audience feel the weight of the loss. But it gave a voice to the voiceless. The film became a powerful tool for activism, highlighting the stories of those who had been silenced for too long. Protesters holding signs, activists speaking to crowds, and people sharing their stories at rallies were all part of the movement that the film inspired. It forced the world to look at the human cost of the drug war. The images of war-torn villages, the destruction from conflict, and the people displaced by war were stark reminders of the ongoing struggle. The film did not shy away from showing the harsh realities, making it impossible for the audience to ignore the human suffering. The award at Cannes was more than just recognition for a film, it was a testament to the power of storytelling. The director, holding the award, stood as a symbol of resilience and determination. The applause from the audience was not just for the film but for the courage to tell a story that needed to be told. It was a beacon of hope. The award signified that even in the darkest times, there is light. The sunrise over the city skyline, the light shining through dark clouds, and the symbolic beacon of light all represented the hope that the film brought to those who had suffered. A sign that even in the darkest corners of the world, stories have the power to inspire, to provoke, and to demand justice. The inspirational mural on the wall, the community rallying together, and the candlelight vigil for justice were all symbols of the impact that the film had. It showed that stories, when told with honesty and courage, can bring about change and inspire hope. Section 8. Scars that remain. Today, Allende is a town struggling to rebuild. The physical scars are fading, but the emotional ones run deep. The fear lingers. The memories haunt. For the families of the victims, the fight for justice continues. They search for answers, for closure, for a reason behind the madness. Their resilience is a testament to the enduring strength of the human spirit. Section 9. A battle unfinished. The story of Allende is not an isolated incident. It is a microcosm of the ongoing battle against the cartels, a battle fought in the streets, in the courts, and in the shadows. The fight against corruption and violence is a marathon, not a sprint. It demands international cooperation, unwavering commitment, and a refusal to turn away from the darkness. The world is watching. The question is, will we act?